What's going on, Workforce? Bryan here, and today I've got some unfortunate news if you're hoping that Final Fantasy XIV is on its way to Xbox. There was an interview posted over at WCC Tech, and I'm going to include the link in the description below for you guys to go check out, but it pretty much asked this question, and this looks like this was an interview shared with them and IGN Latin America. And so let's talk about what they say and then really kind of how this makes me feel, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Please sound off whether you want it to come to Xbox, whether you don't care if it comes to Xbox, or whether you don't want it to come to Xbox. All comments are welcome here. So WCCF Tech writes, recently there was the launch of Dauntless from Phoenix Labs with PC, PS4, and Xbox One crossplay. Have there been any updates for Final Fantasy XIV to support crossplay for Shadowbringers or in the future? Basically, is this game ever going to come to the Xbox? And then Yoshi P writes, 2 months ago I discussed with Phil Spencer. I have explained this before, but we are prepared to do crossplay at any time. To play an MMORPG, there are 2 regulations for Microsoft which stand in the way of making crossplay feasible. Unless these regulations are rejected, there's really no meaning to bring this game to Xbox. Simply speaking, the matching-based FPS style game has no issues with these 2 regulations. If we had made an FPS game, had 14 been one of those games, then we would already have crossplay. One of the regulations is that players with different platforms cannot chat with each other in-game. Well, then how would you make an MMO work? The other regulation is that you cannot make a community with players on a different platform. You can't form a guild, you can't enter into a link shell, you can't join a free company. So I would like to have Microsoft change the regulations. And this is not limited to Microsoft, but there are so many players who only have a crossplay experience with a first-person shooter game, especially with the business scene. For an MMORPG game, which full communication is possible, regulations need to be created considering how massive an MMORPG is to have true crossplay. Final Fantasy XIV will not have crossplay without making this clear, and because they would only hurt the players. I think we can only try to continue having these discussions with those parties to communicate and relay what is needed. So WCCF Tech follows up, says, as a comment, there is a precedence to this. In Final Fantasy XI, we did see PS2, Xbox 360, and PC cooperate. Hopefully in the future, Microsoft, Sony, Google, and whichever platforms come together for Final Fantasy XIV. And Yoshi P says, I hope the same things. I've been having the same discussion with all the other platforms. I have been discussing how true crossplay is not understood and try to convince them. This is so enlightening because we've for the last year been wondering, because last we've been updated was that they've been meeting with Nintendo and with Sony and with Microsoft. And so essentially if it's these last 2 gates that we have to break down, throw wide the gates, Phil Spencer. Throw wide the the gates, for the love of goodness here. It's been a long journey. I was asked last night, how long have I wanted this game to come to Xbox? And I said, since it was announced, this game would be great in crossplay. And so just everybody's cleared when he's talking about crossplay, like Yoshi P is not going to bring the game to Xbox unless it can support crossplay. There's no reason to break up the communities. And I completely agree with that. 100%. 100%. Do not bring this game to Xbox unless it's got crossplay. Otherwise, it's not worth it. It doesn't help. It doesn't make sense for them to do that. So ideally, the player base can let Phil Spencer know. So be sure, if you're on Twitter, tweet at him. If you can, just spread the word. Share this video. Let's try to raise some awareness. Crossplay is happening, and it seems so strange to me that, especially somebody who leaned into it last year, Xbox was like front and center with Nintendo and PC. Look how we crossplay, but obviously that was with Fortnite. It's with the slightly different games, so they were able to easily get around these regulations. And that was 2 months ago. And guys, if you haven't experienced Shadowbringers, it's incredible. And to cut out players just because they have one specific platform over another is frustrating. Typically, like, people have said that it's like the subscription model, like gold and all that. And honestly, we've talked about that quite a bit. I don't think that has anything to do with it. If it did, I think Yoshi P would have mentioned it here in this quote. I think it's literally these 2 factors. And if these are the last 2 factors, let's break down those barriers, Phil Spencer. This is more a video for you, sir. I appreciate what you do with Xbox. You guys have been doing really good things. I'm excited about your future. Please let it be a future with Final Fantasy XIV on your platform. The other thing is that when they mentioned Google here, I think that's interesting. We've long kind of speculated that we might see Final Fantasy XIV come to Stadia, which would be really interesting. And honestly, if they did, that would be really cool, because as long as it supports crossplay, who cares if you want to play in the Stadia? And so we'll have to wait and see ultimately what happens with that. But I'm personally pretty excited regardless. But I just want to give you guys this update. As somebody who's been long in the support for bringing Final Fantasy XIV to as many platforms as possible, I would be very, very disappointed if just these two things hold out, preventing Xbox players from being able to join the fray. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts, and that's the information. What do you think below? Should this game ever come to Xbox? I blame them originally, because they were the ones who were preventing crossplay, which kept it off the system in the beginning. They're the ones who champions crossplay now, but with these regulations, it doesn't seem to make sense. So I'm hoping that's all this is. I'm hoping Yoshi P can keep talking some sense into the platform holders, so we can get some progress and we can get some true crossplay for some true awesome MMORPG action. That's what I'm going to leave you with, guys. Love you very much. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon, and take care.
Hey guys, it's me, Bryan. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you're new here, we hope you hit that subscribe button. Check us out. We talk a lot about video games, and we hope to at least hear from you in the comments below. We also try to respond to our comments. We really appreciate the comments, the discussion, all the various points of view that everybody is so kindly, I guess, and politely or impolitely shares with us from time to time. So anyway, guys, again, thanks for watching this video. We hope you hit that like button. We hope you hit that subscribe button. Come back for more content each and every day. We post a lot around here, and we'd love to hear from you about what you like about video games and everything, and especially if you have any questions that you're stuck on and anything. So anyway, signing off. See you next time.